And for them to help you carry it into your place is another 100 credits. So for 400 credits, they can move it for you.
Excellent. So all I need to do is do the expansion, and then we can actually move this thing.
Yep, you bet. But you can let the orc, the scrapyard orc, know that
Mm.
that shuttle's off limits for anyone else who wants to purchase it.
All right.
Okay? It has been called for, so you're good.
All right.
Okay, woo! Scrapyard Adventures.
Yeah.
Woo!
Boom.
All right, good stuff.
Spaceships.
Spaceship. Yes,
Space.
I gave you guys a spaceship. All right. I didn't give it to you. You found it, fair and square. Right?
In a scrapyard.
Exactly. In a
Patrick
scrapyard.
is it's like his second home there.
Al has a new objective place he wants to go by.
Okay. What up?
He wants to go to the Cyberworks store.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Give me 2 seconds.
Mhm.
So now it's been about 3 hours of this. We can say this is just after dinner time. Like, would you guys have broken for dinner and maybe you're doing that
Oh, yeah,
afterwards?
sure.
'Cause that seems like an afternoon. I'm just trying to get a time frame here. So, give me just 2 seconds. I have something to dig out as far as the scrapyard, as far as the Cyberworks goes. So just give me 2 seconds and we can do that encounter. I just have to look something up real quick. Oh, do I ever. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Thank goodness. I thought I lost it for a second. That would have been bad. All right, just another moment here, guys. Is there anything else you guys want to bring up or anything else while I'm just hastily putting together my notes here?
No,
Um,
I'm good.
I would probably note that I am most likely going to grab all of my not ill-gotten, completely legitimate gotten gains, and going to put them into the workshop, and we'll probably start working on the expansion.
Oh, okay. Great. Fantastic.
And Al would, of course, left the arm in Patrick's little workshop place so that he can just get to it whenever.
Okay. Good stuff.
I'm gonna add the two Eclipse to the pile of Eclipse that we have. And
The pile of Eclipse that you have. I like that.
yeah. Well, we have
I know, a crap ton.
yeah. I'm gonna put the music box in my room
Oh,
for now, and then I'm going to spend a good portion of time changing out my motorcycle's handlebars
Cool.
to the new ones that I just got.
The new skull ones. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Al,
Mm-hmm.
no, here's a big question. Are you entering Cyberworks alone? Do you let anyone else know of your intentions or anything like
I
that?
will let everyone know that I'm going to head there for a quick errand, and they're welcome to come if they want.
Okay.
I'm not that interested in cybernetics unless you really want me to just hang out.
No. Like I would be like, no. You obviously
Well-
look busy. It's just going to be a quick little errand. I'll be back. Might spend a bit of money, but you know how that goes.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. So this is just going to be Al.
Mhm.
So Al, you enter Cyberworks, which is that square stone building next to Burl Systems. It seems to be a new acquisition from Cyberworks, and when you enter, it is what it is that there are three metallic desks that are all set up, all kind of facing the front. There are a few display cases and kind of holographic catalogs of the robotics and AI systems that they offer. In fact, you were greeted at the front door by a talking robotic dog that happily says in a cheery voice, "Own something like me for only simple, 4 simple installments of like 3 million credits or something like that. But what really draws your attention are the 3 employees that are currently working there. The first one, first fellow, he's a simple human male. He's probably in his mid-30s, short blonde hair, green eyes, very friendly, relatively handsome fellow. The other one is a, well, you're not 100% sure, but by the features, you're assuming a female humanoid. This one, however, she has completely green skin. It seems to have a bit of a shimmer on it, similar to a frog or amphibian skin. However, she's completely bald. It's completely green. And she has just 2 little nose slits instead of where a nose would be. Otherwise, she looks vaguely human-ish as far as her height and her weight and her form and everything like that. She's dressed in a blue jumpsuit. But the individual that you certainly notice, and he sure as heck notices you,
Oh no!
is a large, owl-eyed individual named Jacob Emmanuel. And he takes a look at you, and he blinks those big yellow eyes for a second, and he says something which perhaps is a curse in his native tongue. When he kind of steps back and he sits back into his chair and he brings his hands to his head like trying to mask, like put his hand between his eyes and yours, like he's trying to hide his gaze from you. You know how, people who are uncomfortable they kind of shield their eyes. He's kind of doing that, and you hear him muttering with your enhanced hearing, "I can't believe this. This is a nightmare. I can't believe this."
Al will very calmly walk over to his desk. Is there like a chair in front of it?
Oh yeah, there are 2 chairs in front of every single desk.
Okay.
They're very, very comfortable. They're made of metal, but they have some really nice padding on them.
Okay. Al would sit down in front of him and
God.
would say in very low tones, well, I'd say, low conversational, but so that the others can't really hear.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while. How have you been?
He groans and he says, and then he kind of looks up at you, and then he looks over at the other human salesperson, who's giving Jacob a very inquisitive look, and Jacob immediately perks up. He folds his hands in front of himself, resting them on the table, and he gives this big, charming, obviously fake smile, and he goes, "Oh, I'm doing very well. It's always good to see an old repeat customer. I trust that your last package definitely meets up to your expectations."
I would lean in a little closer and I'd be like, "You don't have to worry. You did well by me. I am not who I was back then, if you gather my meaning, and you were not who you were back then. We are simply a customer and the person who gave us service. I have no intentions of giving you a hard time. This is, I assure you, a complete coincidence."
Like he kind of nods eagerly, hoping against hope that what you're saying is completely true. He goes, "Oh, yes, you're absolutely right. Our past relationship was," and he looks over to the other his fellow employee.
One of the I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
I was going to say very loudly so they can hear me. One of the best experiences I've ever had at Cyberworks.
Okay, and with that, Jacob breathes a little sigh and he relaxes a little bit. His eyes are still very wide, but his body does relax. And he says, "Oh, good. So, how can Cyberworks help you today?"
Al will take the plastic lightsaber
Okay.
and place it on the desk and say, "I would like to know if you could make this." And he kind of puts out, he says, instead of obviously this this basic same design, but instead of plastic, make it out of metal. And I would kind of like pop it out and say, when you turn the switch on, it's supposed to light up, and it's supposed to be like a blue laser sword type thing. I'm wondering if you guys have the ability to make a duplicate of this that actually works. It doesn't have to do damage. It can just pass through whatever. It can be just a fake light, but something that looks really impressive and cool. And when you turn it on, it makes a vroom sound.
Jacob kind of looks at it, he picks it up, it takes a look over, and he says, well, our engineers at Cyberworks normally focus on robotics and artificial intelligence and things like that, but what you're describing is definitely feasible. However, it would have to be something done special order. I don't think any of us here would be able to whip it up on the spot. We could put that order in, and if you pay a bit of a fee for a special courier, we could get it made and brought back here probably within a week.
That doesn't sound too bad. Do you, because obviously, you know, from what you're saying, this isn't exactly your specialty. Is there someone else that I perhaps should be talking to other than Cyberworks, or?
And with that, they say, oh, just because we say it's not our specialty doesn't mean we can't do it. It's a very peculiar special order, that's all. We'll be happy to help you out. Besides, the folks over at the Ignite Services, it's a hodgepodge of engineers and operators and who knows what. They're all trying to barter with each other, and things get misplaced. You would probably prefer a more professional, organized outfit such as Cyberworks. By the way, did you have any Eclipse? We can recharge them free of charge for you.
No, that's absolutely fine. I appreciate it. One more question, and Al's going to slowly take the lightsaber and put it back in his pocket. I remember we once talked about with the last package, Jackie, who's doing amazingly, by the way. You guys did excellent work with that. Jackie has audio-visual sensors installed into her.
Yes.
And we once talked about adapting my eye, and I kind of tap my eye, to be able to see through hers. Is that something that's still doable?
Oh, most certainly. What you're talking about is a special wireless audio-visual interface that converts the light signals into wavelengths that are communicated along a certain distance. Of course, the first question before we can continue is, how large of a range are you looking for? Of course, there is a limit as far as the power boosted that's needed to go between the robotic unit that you purchased and your own cybernetics, but we're just wondering what your expectations are first.
Well, it would be good to know the maximum, of course, ranges, but obviously a few miles would be at least hopeful.
I'm glad to say that you said a few miles, because anything beyond 3 starts to get tricky. It's unlikely that we'd be able to surpass 5 miles.
No. Of course, it's all dependent on 5, but I mean on price. But 3 miles should be more than enough for anything I would need.
Okay. Well, truth be told, this isn't Perrin's Post, so finding the specialist in order to install this device requires less travel time for them. We do have a few doctors focused on cybernetics that we do know that we have on retainer. One of them is operating in Ironheart. And Al, I guess I could say. You know, Ironheart is a coalition territory. It's called Ironheart because there is a lot of manufacturing going on there. The tricky thing is that all cybernetics typically are regulated by the coalition states, and they do not allow any sort of weapon systems. So either the person that they're bringing in, you're thinking either is worked for the coalition, is on a retainer for the coalition, or likely that they are secret independent operators. There's always, black market cyberdoc, so to speak. So this might be a black market cyberdoc.
Al would lean forward again and say, between you and me, you know who I am, and I'd much prefer to keep that simply between you and me, because I am, again, under another assignment, and as you understand, with such a large organization as the Coalition, it is important to compartmentalize certain things. So if we can avoid other Coalition entanglements that would make my paperwork a living nightmare, I would very much appreciate it.
Yeah, certainly. Not a worry. We have a strict, disclosure agreement with our specialists. So your name won't even come up. You're just a job for the fellow. But I have to admit, this fellow is very, very good, and he would know the proper procedure to create some sort of interface between our robotics and their cybernetics. However, this is not the cheapest thing. For a unit that can handle 3 miles, would cost, with a very reliable signal, this includes the price of the travel cost for the specialist, in addition to all surgery and recovery costs. It would cost 5 million credits.
Al would nod his head sagely.
Mm-hmm.
And he would say, that seems perfectly reasonable. As I look and see what kind of credits we have. Obviously not quite that much. Al would say, obviously, that is a bit beyond the means of a simple, and I would pause, purposely, doctor. However, I should be able to contact people I know, and might be back within a few days to set up more detailed arrangements.
Wonderful. All right, we will look forward to your visit, he says, with a smile that's a little less fake, but not entirely genuine.
Al would smile, completely fake, but looks entirely genuine.
Hey!
Smile in return and bid adieu and leave.
Okay.
And travel to the other place.
Well, you have another place you want to go to?
The one that he mentioned where it has all the bartering with each other.
Oh, yeah. The Ignite Systems, yeah. Okay. So, are you going to just try to flag down someone who can make your little replica lightsaber? Okay. So first you come across an individual who says, oh, well, I can fix what you got going on there real easy. Actually, you just need a replacement cell. We don't have anything exactly that size. That's old pre-rift design. But good news, I got something that we can convert it very easy in there for you. And looks like that little light there, that just needs replacing.
Well, and I would be like, maybe I didn't quite understand. What I would like, if possible, is a metal replica of this that does the same thing. And perhaps instead of a plastic shell with a light inside it, maybe perhaps a real hologram or laser.
Okay, but do you want this thing to hurt people? Do you want a weapon?
No, not necessary. I mean, I don't know how easy or hard that would be, but I'm thinking of this more as a gift and less as more visual and less functional, unless it really doesn't make a difference.
Okay. So, no, it makes a big difference. There's a difference between light waves and plasma waves, my friend, right? And he kind of gives a laugh like it's some hilarious joke. But he says, yeah, okay, sure, no problem. Let's see here. Yeah. I got someone on my crew here that can help you out with that. And sure enough, you come across a big old hoss. He is probably in his 50s. He is 6'3" and probably about 300 pounds. But some of that is a mix of muscle and fat. Real big guy, though. Oh, and he has very large hands, but he's very gentle and meticulous with these hands. And the fellow the fellow that you were talking to kind of waves him over, and he says, "Hey, Bruce, come over here. Take a look at this here, will ya? I got a specialty job here." And Bruce kind of looks interested, and he comes on over, and he asks very slowly, very kindly, "May I see your?"
Of course. And,
Okay.
and Al hands it, and he's like, as he explained, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Something that's completely harmless, but possibly if we can make more than one, perhaps like, if we... I once saw this, and he'd explain, I saw this in a movie, and these were like swords, but they were laser swords. And it was so cool, and they could clash against each other. And I'm trying to find, for presents, just basically these, make them completely harmless, but maybe we can clash them against each other and not have to worry about hurting everything. And it looks just like it did in the movie. Is kind of what I'm going for.
Bruce pauses for a moment, and he says, "Movie Before the Rifts. You've seen some of them before, yes?"
Oh,
He's asking this while he's looking. He's asking while he's looking over everything. In his
actually,
big hands.
believe it or not, you're aware the endless storytellers are in town, yes?
Yes, I heard there was a traveling show, but I am relatively new here. What do you do?
Well, we do all sorts of things. We have fire acts and juggling and singing, and most especially, we show pre-Rift era movies. And if you can do this for me, I can get you in for free to see the very movie I'm talking about. Because, of course, it would help you in such a project.
With those words, Bruce looks incredibly interested, and he gives a slow, thoughtful nod, and he says, "Yes, yes. No, you have a deal. I want to see this movie. But if you trust me enough to keep this, I could find the parts to make a replica out of metal, you said, correct?
How
Maybe
many?
a light alloy?"
Yeah, how many could you make?
He pauses for a second and says, "I want to make sure the first one is perfect. But if it's using the parts that I think of, they are in relatively good supply. Plus, I could always find something down at the scrapyard, melt it down, and recast it for you. I could make dozens, given the time."
I can, assuming this works, I would like 6 of them, each of them a different color.
He pauses for a second and goes, "Yes, okay. This movie, when are they showing it?" And you can tell them, like,
Right.
in 2 nights, like 3 nights from now is when they're going to be doing the Star Wars movie.
Okay, yeah, so 3 nights from now, leave it to me. Just give me your name, and I will be sure. I will make sure that you are allowed in.
Okay. I am Bruce Antel, but most people know me as Big Bruce. Perhaps you can say that, he asks. And he very gently, in his enormous hands over it to you, and he says, "I have seen enough. I can start on a prototype for you. Come back in a day or so and see how I'm doing. And thank you, Jake." He looks over to the fellow referred to him. "This is going to be a very special project." And Jake just kind of smirks and says, "Yeah, no problem, Big Bruce."
And Al says, "Of course, obviously, just do what you can. If they can clash, that's amazing. But of course, I don't want anyone to be able. I mean, what's the point of clashing swords if you could really hurt each other with them? So, just do what you can, and I will be most obliged."
Bruce gives another slow, understanding nod. "I will do my best."
And then Al will almost skip out of.
Spies don't skip, Al.
Guys, we're gonna have lightsabers. They do when they're getting lightsabers.
Fair enough. Oh, riffs. Okay. All right. Okay, so that's Al. I know what Patrick is doing. He's starting the conversion process of his workshop. Tom, is there anything special that you want to do for the evening?
Was I able to put my new handlebars on?
Oh, you damn straight you were. Normally I'll give you a skill check, but automotive. I mean, like your motorcycle skill check, but no, that's no problem. You're good.
All right. I'm either going to be playing with Hannibal or practicing with my sword until Mila gets back to the behemoth.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, Kran, if you're still around, I'm just wondering how long Mila would be at the playground for. Like, would it be like hours as like the light starts to fade, or would she eventually
Yeah,
get
you
hungry?
guys might want to double check because she might have actually fallen asleep on there. I don't know.
Would I know
Yeah.
where Mila was?
Well, you know where she was last because she was performing at the Chestnut Grounds, and you noticed before her enthusiasm for playgrounds. So putting two and two together, it wouldn't hurt you be able to check up on her.
All right. Tom will go.
Okay, so Tom, you find Mila. All the kids are gone. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and you see Mila cropped up in between two swings. She has turned them aside so they're facing each other, and she's laying across it like an impromptu hammock, with her head in one swing and her feet on the other, and it's kind of just swaying back and forth a little bit as she's snoring quite loudly. As other passers-by, like far passers-by, like 70 feet away as they're walking down the sidewalk, kind of look to the direction of the swings and giving murmurs of how the homeless people are getting crazier. But yeah, you definitely see Tom. You see Mila there, Tom.
All right. I'm gonna try and wake her up.
All right. Roll a d20.
Yep.
Come on, sleepyhead, wake up.
All right, 15. Mila, I'm gonna if I don't know you. Does a 15 wake you up?
What are you doing, Tom? Mila is awake now, looking at
Hey,
Tom
it's,
sleepy. Like,
it's night. It's night.
yeah,
we need to go
it
to
is.
the behemoth.
That's why we sleep at night, Tom.
Come on. You can sleep in your bed. Come on.
Oh, bed. She kind of like perks up, like cracking her neck a bit as she sits up and falls down because she doesn't realize that there's no in between in the swing. And she kind of looks up at Tom and like reaches up, like, "Help me up."
Yeah, I'll help her out.
All right, fair enough. Up you
Let's go. She's still kind of out of it for some reason. She's not
Yeah,
quite all
Tom.
awake.
Tom will help her walk to the behemoth.
Okay, fair enough. Go through the checkpoints, everything like that. There's no big incidences when you go down the road. Mila and Tom, you hear a couple cat calls. One of them is, "Hey, honey, if you're looking for a bigger shoulder to rest on, you can come over here." And a couple laughs and the sound of a smashed bottle, and that's about it.
Yeah, I would just
Flirting
ignore
with
it.
you, Tom.
Yeah, clearly.
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, Mila, I found something for you while we were at the scrapyard.
Ooh.
Yeah. Do we get the behemoth?
Oh yeah, you get to the behemoth, no problem.
Here, and I'll run into my room and grab the music box
Oh, that's nice.
and give it to Mila.
Ah! What is it? She kind of looks at Tom staring at the
Wooden box.
wooden box.
It's a wooden box with a rose engraved on the top, and Tom will open it up, and it will start playing a song. And while it starts playing the song, a holographic ballerina pops up and starts dancing.
Tom! Mila's gonna look so touched and give him a hug. Thank you! How did you get this person inside?
I found her inside there.
What's her
It was
name?
like that when I found it. I don't know. What do you want to call her?
Tabitha?
I
All right.
love how
Her
you
name
didn't
is Tabitha.
hesitate at all. You want to call
That's
her Tabitha? Okay.
It's fun to be Mila sometimes.
It is definitely. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to break up your scene with my little joke there.
No, that's it. She
That was
just being
pretty it.
very, very touched.
Very, very touching indeed. All right. Should we just have the next scene be in the morning?
Well, one thing real quick is that Al would almost come like running back in and run to Patrick and Patrick, we're getting lightsabers.
Patrick?
What? What? What
Elton?
exactly is a lightsaber?
Do you remember the movie we saw that was in space and it had those what were they, the Jedi that were fighting the red black guy with the swords that were made from lasers?
Yes.
We're getting them.
Why? Why?
I was just like, who cares why? What do you mean why?
Who's getting us swords?
I have people making them.
Oh, you okay?
Patrick finally gets it.
And Al would show the plastic one. See, I found this in the junkyard, and I thought, why can't we actually make some?
He's gonna pick it up, look at it, and go. Oh, it would be pretty good weapons.
No.
Yeah, it would be like it'd be a stream of plasma.
No,
Through everything.
I know. He said it's light waves, not plasma waves.
Oh.
Because I didn't want to give Mila something that might actually cut things.
Oh, as a toy. You know, those would be cool.
Yeah, we could each have one. We could be like, we could be Jedi.
What have I done? I'm joking.
I don't think we can be Jedi. I think they have a religion and everything.
You're a party pooper sometimes, you know that?
They're cool swords, but I just don't think we can be Jedi is all. Sorry.
This coming from the person who was literally dancing when we found that sword that catches on fire. I'm offering you a sword made of light. Even
Yeah,
if it
but
doesn't actually hurt anything.
I understand that, though. How do I understand a sword that spontaneously bursts into flames?
How do I understand you?
And Patrick's gonna get like a tad confused, and then it's like, I need some help with this wall.
I'll just kind of like stop and goes, fair enough, what do you need?
I'm gonna need a hand of making sure that this is all.
And then Al would just spend
sound,
spend the rest of the
and
night
just kind
helping
of
him.
extend this.
Oh god, that's funny. Just how do I understand you? Pause.
Mhm.
So anyway, I need a hand with this wall. Oh yeah, okay. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a bit of a bathroom break, but I'll be back soon. This might be a good place for other people to do what they need, and we'll get right back to it if that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know what to do.